What used to be cutting edge is now available generally on the market to lots of people. The kind of ability that now exists for us to live out our values. Hi, my name is Dennis Reynolds.
And I'm Suzanne Reynolds.
And we want to thank you for, coming to see our house. And we want to start with the first part of the house we ever saw, which is this awesome tree out front. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the property. We have a charger capacity for electric car here. Means it was wired for 220. And then we build a little studio space at the back of that. And it has now a little studio space that has a loft bed and stuff in it. That it's a tiny house. And we had to add additional electrical capacity there because we have on-demand hot water in that part of the facilities.
And over here is the rain garden, our facility that takes care of all of the runoff from all of the hardscape that we built on this property. And we don't have connection to the stormwater, and so this takes care of it all.
Well, after we bought the land, the next kind of major decision we had to make was to look at kind of what kind of house we wanted to put in it. And we started looking at plan books and then discovered that a friend of ours from where we then lived on Whidbey Island, Ross Chapin, architect, had some prepared plans for sale. They're much, much cheaper than buying a custom architectural piece, but you get that flavor of a really talented architecturally designed house. And we picked this one, and this particular design, we wanted a small footprint, and we knew we wanted 2 stories, which gives us a little more space with using less land. One of the reasons we really picked this design, Ross had a number of them, was we wanted a front porch. We wanted to be able to see who's coming and wave at neighbors as they walk by. Welcome inside, and one of the things we also liked about this design of Ross's was it's very open. One room that's the great room. Then we next looked at systems for heating and cooling in particularly. Current code requires some pretty good insulation as well as double pane windows and those kinds of things. So we've got that. But our primary heating cooling system is a split heat pump with 1 unit downstairs and 1 unit upstairs. Provides both heating and cooling. Filters too. Both of those were awesome during the smoke incursion we had 2 years ago and last year's heat wave. I have asthma. When the smoke incursion happened, I would have been really suffering if we weren't able to stay inside and have filtered air coming into the house.
When we came to back to Eugene, early on, I went to a 350.org meeting, and they were talking a lot about no new fossil fuel infrastructure. And I thought, does that mean I can't have my gas stove? And the answer was yes, that means you can't have your gas stove. So I was also told to look into induction. And that's what we did. And we're very pleased with our induction cooktop. It's great. In the bathroom, the shower is very accessible, and we have our low flush toilets, both downstairs and upstairs.
One of the things about getting lots of done in a small spaces is how do you fit things in? And this space, which is called the flex room, is just not much bigger than a wide hallway, but it's office space for both of us. And back in the back, there's a little access to the attic we call the dog's room. Because the ceiling's higher downstairs to make the living room feel bigger, even though it's small, we ended up with these steps in the bedroom, which creates this sweet little bedroom loft.
And it has a
skylight
above it.
The bathroom's one of my favorite parts too, is in terms of the natural light is just amazing in here. And we got a number of used pieces that helped make this happen. The doorway was from Bring. This was a plain brown cabinet that we got at the Habitat store, painted it white and changed out the hardware. And this was a Craigslist score for the clawfoot bathtub. After the house was done and everything was completed, we had a garden space in the back that was on the neighbor's property. property that they said we could use for a while, but they chose to sell, and they gave us first option, so we bought 35 more feet for a garden space. But we also scored because we had an analysis done, and in the back furthest north corner of the property is our best solar exposure. So within the next 2 years, we'll be putting solar panels with a shed underneath them out there in the garden space and the additional land we just were able to purchase.
Thanks for watching, and we really wish you well on your journey toward a more green and beautiful space to live.
And how we live each day is a reflection of our values. How we live each day impacts the world. And it's like one of those old adages of, trying to be the change. And we get to take little steps in that direction through how we live our lives.